Alright, welcome back to mile 19. We're starting here at the end of mile 18 by the bridge, and if you notice this view, we had to make a choice between the lower trail and the upper trail. Last time we went on the lower trail. This time we're going to the upper trail, mile 19. Very rocky, but see. All right, let's go. I had to hike a mile and a half down here, so it's still wet and rocky, and so I'm gonna have to be careful. A lot of slick mud, so I just don't want to take a tumble. I've avoided it so far, and I've got 3 videos left in my series. I've got mile 19, mile 20, which is short of a mile, but the exit mile, and then we'll come back down here and do one more on Big Rock, and then I'll have filmed the entire trail, and I'll probably pick back up later this summer, you know, late in July, late August, early September, when the little leaves start to fall. But again, as always, thank you for joining me. Today is Sunday, April the 11th, and we started a hike about 3:15 today. Come down and visit my parents and sit with my mom for a while. I know the last video I was kind of discouraged and stuff, but she is, you know, doing a little bit better. I appreciate you let me just kind of fill you in on this. She's doing a little bit better, and so I'm more hopeful today. Alright, as you can see, there's this little rock ledge. Let me back up a little bit. There's this little rock ledge right here. This right here is a pretty cool mountain bike. If you like to mountain bike, you can come up this and come down it. I've seen people that do that mountain bike this trail on YouTube, you know, have fun on this rock right here. But as we can see, there is the Duck River. We're actually on the river side, not the lake side, just south of the dam. And if you hear the cars, the bridge, there's probably about, I'd say about 50 yards from here, 50 to 100 yards is Highway 278. So there's the Duck River itself. Can't get much views right here, but I just want to kind of explain where I'm at and in proximity. But all the road traffic you hear is 278. It's just right above that little ridge up there, and you'll be on 278 Duck River Hill. All right, this is really neat right here. The little rock ledges and stuff, and some fern, like foliage growing out of the rocks. This is a pretty mile. This is a pretty mile. I kind of was more excited about the lower trail, but this is pretty. Now I'm back up here on top, and you can kind of look out over. Hopefully you can see a little bit better the Duck River. All right, and just right through those trees right there is 278. So right now I'm probably about 30 to 40 yards from the highway. Okay, while we're hiking on today, when we get a little bit further in the mile, we'll be hiking on some old logging trails. These logging trails have been here, I think, since the 1930s or 40s. They used to have a logging camp down here to log and everything, and they had houses down there for the workers to live. And I was told stories that you could find old logging coins. The logging company, timber company, had their own currency. And sometimes down here around these trails and stuff, before they built the dam, you could find some of the old logging coins in the currency. So what it was is they would pay the timber company, logging company, would pay their workers not in US dollars, but in their own currency, which just seems kind of foreign to me right now. But they're paying their own currency, and they could only spend it at like the login general store. So it's kind of a way to keep your workers, you know, tied to the area. You know, they couldn't really leave and go to town and buy groceries. They just had like general stores, like a general store or something down here, I guess, and they just paid them in that, you know. So I'd say it's more like around Great Depression era. I don't know for sure. If anybody knows out there, please send me a message, but I don't know. I was just thinking about that today as I was preparing for this mile, and how would you have to work somewhere where your money's only good at their store and you have to live on their premises because your money's no good anywhere else. But I guess if it was a Great Depression, you know, they was just thankful to have a job, a roof over their head, and a way to get food. So gotta think about that way too. But I always want to come down here and try to find one of those coins, but you know, I've only heard stories about it. My cousin Josh, his mom Sheila told me that story, that she had seen some of those coins down here, and they used to live right there when you exit the Duck River Dam on 1650. Their property used to be right there, and so if she would know, if anybody would know, she would know. But I always heard that story from her. Okay, we're starting to get on the old logging trails now. Earlier, it's kind of like they constructed that for the trail, but down here is the old logging roads, and as you can tell, you know, little undulating hills and stuff right here. Not very big at all, but these are the trails that I knew as growing up on, riding four-wheelers, bicycles, and just walking them. We used to spend all of our time down here in the, you know, mid to late 80s, early 90s on these logging roads, camping out. You know, we'd use the logging roads to hit the trail to go down to Big Rock. But I've just another shout out to some of the people that I've mentioned before. You know, I'd always ride with my friend Jason Howard. He had a four-wheeler, and we'd always come here riding and stuff. I did not have one, but and we'd ride four-wheelers and stuff, and it just felt like he was going 100 miles an hour down here, but probably going 20 on the logging roads. It was just fun times. Ride down here in the night, day, whenever. All right. As you can see right here, let me back up for a second. As you can see right here, the trail is going to go straight, but since they've opened it, people have kind of made it a little more of a kind of lookout trail. Kind of reminds me of, like, you know, one of those little side trails on the Appalachian Trail to go on a lookout. And see if we can go down here. Yeah, I am definitely terrified of heights, so I don't get too close to edges. But I don't know if you can hear it. You can hear it. Maybe you can. Let me try to tilt you down. Well, it's just the foliage is getting too dense. Apologize. It's going to be really hard to get you a view down there. It's really it's a gentle slope, but it gets kind of, well, moss and stuff, it gets kind of slick down there. I felt the earth kind of giving with me there for a second, so I wasn't going to get closer, but you know, See if I can get down here. Here might be a good shot. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but that is the Duck River. We're on top of the bluff. The bluff that you saw on the lower trail, we're going to be just on the top of it, fall on the top of it. So I'll get you another shot of, hopefully that will turn out. I got a monitor on this, but it's really hard to see in the sun when the sun's beaming down on the monitor. Another little bluff lookout right here. Okay. As you know, I'm a big stream guy. So right here's a really pretty stream right here. I'm gonna try to come over here and get you a shot. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Back again. I talked to a man on a bicycle here. He's actually taking a shortcut. I'm trying to let you see that. It's not really rolling today, but it's kind of like it's got the shelf rock ledges and the water's just kind of trickling down. I really love that. Really love that. Try to get you closer. And right here, let me try to get onto the other side here without falling or busting my neck. And right down there you hear is the Duck River. Like I said, I don't know how well it's going to turn out, but hopefully I'll have some decent footage there. And for those that have been with me for a while, I don't really edit much when I'm filming the trail. I want it kind of raw and just kind of capture the emotion and the experience. And but hopefully, so other things I do kind of edit a little bit, trim here and there, especially state parks where it's less designated trails and just locations. But here I want every inch of this trail filmed to put on YouTube for, you know, just for posterity, for people when I'm too old to hike, I can go back and watch these videos. I don't know if you can see, but through those woods, those trees, that tree line, the rocks, that is the dam. So we're below the dam by a little bit. And if you can hear the cars, that's still 278. We're veering away, veering to the left away from 278, but you can still hear the cars. See if we can get another shot. Looks like the buzzards. My dad calls it the buzzards reach over there on the dam. It's like they just congregate. The buzzards just congregate on the concrete side stairs of the dam. I guess cause fish get sucked through the spillway. Or when they let water out, they get sucked through the pipes, and they maybe land on the rocks, and so they have a feast. But my dad said he did want me to mention the buzzard's roost. Okay. But also, another thing my dad wanted me to mention. Now, this is more pertaining to the lower trail and the bluffs that we saw last time, but we're on top of it right now. But my dad said back in the late 50s, early 60s, there was a man and woman couple. I don't know if they're married or boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't know. Common law, husband, wife, I don't know. He just said that they kind of took up residence down there under one of the bluffs down there for a little while. Maybe not for several years, but maybe for like a year or two. But said they just kind of lived there under the bluff, kind of camped and stuff, kind of, you know, rustic, but you know. All right, here's a good shot. Through those, yeah, right there. If you can see it through those trees, that is the dam. The top of the dam. That's pretty cool. Okay. So I think, but yeah, the logging roads it's probably about 76 today, 75, and it has a nice little breeze. Nice little breeze blowing, and just really takes me back to the late 80s, 86, 87, 88, 89. Riding these trails with my friend Jason on his foiler, the wind just blowing through your hair. Riding. Okay, I'll probably have to edit that out. He had a radio playing, but nothing really discernible that you could tell what it is, so I don't think I have to edit that out. But just, you know, my cousin Josh, and you know, my friend Jason, who had the four-wheeler, and Owen, he had a four-wheeler. I only had a little Yamaha 50 motorcycle, but Owen and Jason, they had four-wheelers when we ride with them down here. My cousin Kevin, he didn't have a four-wheeler, but you know, he was among the crew that would ride together on the logging trails. Just a lot of fun. And older cousins like Chris, and neighbors like John, Paul Best, I'll tell his story he told us about Big Rock coming up in the next few videos. But just, I don't know, just riding. My favorite time to ride was always around sunset, probably about 45 minutes to an hour before actual darkness. And just, you know, riding down here with the sun going down, and and older kids telling you stories of Bigfoot, kind of put a little fear in you, but it was so much fun. Okay, as you can see, this is where I ended the lower trail video last time, and pick back up. Not much has really changed with this logging trail right here. This is pretty much untouched by the designers of the Duck River Trail. I just left this as is, which, I mean, it was perfect. Okay, we're here at the familiar Pink Ribbons. This was a quick mile, very quick mile. Thank you for joining me, and we'll pick back up here in a few minutes for the exit of the Duck River Trail. And I don't know if you can see, but just right through those privet bushes and pine trees is County Road 1650, and where at the very end down here it runs into 278, but it's blocked off. So this basically 1650 dead ends towards going towards 278, dead ends because it's just too dangerous. There's a curve there and you pull out blindly, you know, and cars going 60, 70 miles an hour. It wasn't very much fun going that way, but I do have some stories on that. When I get on County Road 1650 to Holly Pond, I'll share some stories of people trying to go through there after they kind of closed it off and was letting it grow up. But all right, we'll pick up the exit trail in one moment.